The symbolism of sunlight being dangerous to a vampire, then, is twofold. An institution feeds off the processes of life, and yet is threatened by those processes. But it's also threatened by a possible exposure, by our capacity to see it for what it really is. In The Power of Myth, a conversation with Bill Moyers, Joseph Campbell puts out the idea that the fundamental message of religion, as rendered through art, is a sacrificial one. That is, the idea that death is life. You might think of this more explicitly by saying that the same process that gives life or something like it to an institution relies on the death of the individual, and that one survives through the sacrifice of the other. So the institution behaves in some ways like a living thing, something that living people want to identify with, and yet it's not truly alive. In our struggle to change in a way that can embrace life, which is not quite successful, people can identify with these institutions and imagine them in the language of the anthology, evolving, so that death for the individual is life for the institution. As I hinted at in the last slide, once people understand the source of power of institutions and the kind of manipulation they're subject to in investing their identities in them, then the way that people look at stories and the way they look at institutions and their own existence can undergo a fundamental shift. When the character appears who challenges the personal vampire's character's way of looking at the world, all of that personal vampire character's assumptions about the way the world works are reversed.